What's up? This is part two of my video, my Q&A, disclosure, if you will, my conversation with the gentleman that worked at Area 51. I'm answering people's questions that they sent to me about our conversation, and I'm trying to answer it as best as I possibly can without totally throwing myself under the bus and what have you. Okay, my next question is from JD's down from Australia. What's going on? He asked me, what's your take on the reptilian theories of Ick and other out there conspiracy theorists? Also, do you have a favorite UFO video that is the closest thing to a UFO proof? And if so, what's the URL? I don't know the URL, but if you put in China UFO or just put in UFO over Chinese airport, that's a pretty fantastic video. That is a pretty fantastic video. That is my favorite one. It's just very, I don't know what that is. Very odd. Very odd. Also, I don't know much about his theories. I do know this about the reptilian thing. The dude did tell me, he didn't use the word reptilians. All he told me was, there's a race of aliens that you will never want to see. They're horrible. The way he described them, they're brown. They're tall, they have a smell to them, and like we have contact with them. He did not say they're a reptilian, but he said they're just the worst monster you can ever think of in a horror movie. They look worse than that. That's all he said. He wouldn't go into detail about if they were good or bad. I'm imagining they're good if they had contact with us, but then again, I don't know. Just, he said a horrible creature. Lava Knight, what's up? When did alien DNA first form and how long have they lived for? I have no idea. The gentleman did mention something about 50,000 years. He said they were 50,000 years ahead of us. I don't know if that's a number that he just kind of plucked out in his head, or that's a physical number of 50,000 years. So I can't really answer that question, but he says their 50,000, like their civilization is like 50,000 years ahead of us. So I hope that kind of answers your question, sort of. My next question, Byron the Crusader, have you had personal experiences with aliens? Never. I've never seen an alien. I've seen 2 UFOs. But other than that, I've seen some weird, I've seen shit driving at night. You're driving on the 10 and it's dark as hell in New Mexico. I've seen funny shit. I totally believe in UFOs. Urza asked a quick question. How can you kill them? I thought they were scared from humans or of humans. I don't know. I don't want to go into details again about how you kill them. There's a lot. I don't want to go into details about what me and him talked about because after him and I had our conversation, I was pretty scared. I actually did not sleep that whole fucking night. I was really panicky. I sometimes wish that he never told me any of that stuff. I'd rather be a dumb cluck and just never known what he told me, and I believe everything he told me. This is a pretty good question. Dominic Allen, do aliens understand English? Also, is Area 51 just a cover-up for something much bigger? Okay, aliens don't have vocal cords. They can't speak words. From what he said, they don't speak. It's like telepathic communication. He does not know of any alien that can actually speak like with words, but they understand everything. They understand everything all over the world of what everyone says, and it's all just telepathic. These aliens, they're fucking really out there. They're fucking way more advanced than you can ever possibly. I'll tell you this, these are my own words. They are as far above us as God is above us. So I'm not saying they're gods, and I'm not comparing to gods, but they are way and above us. That's for sure. We're army ants compared to them. Raphael Vaskakis, he's from Greece. What's going on, my friend? If aliens exist, why don't they tell us? Also, he mentioned pretty much about good and bad aliens. Why should we believe the bad aliens are bad, and why should we believe the good aliens are good? All right. They don't want to tell us because, of course, there'll be a worldwide panic. That's why a religion oftentimes controls us, keeps us like a moral ground, the Bible, so to speak. I believe and I feel that they do not want us to know the truth because then they're afraid of losing control on human society. That's just my personal opinion. And good and bad aliens. You know what? I will tell you this. I don't trust any fucking alien. I don't care who the fuck you are. I don't care if you're benevolent. I don't care if you want to kill me. I do not believe them. So I will tell you this. A good alien, just think of him as a bad alien. That's all I can say. A good is a good, a bad is a bad. Well, how about they're all bad? How about we just not trust them? That's just my personal opinion. How about we just not trust them? I don't trust any alien. I don't care if you care if you have our best interests in mind. Yeah. So, moving on to the next question. Tycho Heaven, what's going on? All right. Okay, so this is his email. You had a classified encounter. You saw a UFO. Did you feel something significantly physical during the sighting, like weird warmth paralysis? Did you feel something in you physically change? Do you believe it was purposely meant for you to see, or do you believe it was merely coincidence? Since the encounter, have you dreamt with odd beings, either shadows, humanoids? Did it seem real? I have heard that after an encounter, they try to communicate with you in dreams or what seem to be dreams. Sometimes you see relatives that have passed and they start behaving odd or talk what seems to be nonsense. Has this happened to you? Thanks for all your honesty. This is pretty interesting and I've always been curious. Okay. I've seen 2 UFOs. One was in Las Vegas when I was hanging out with my friend and we're on her balcony and we're just talking about UFOs by chance and we're just looking up in the sky and I see this very bright star. It often looks like the star that I kind of talk about that is supposedly Venus, and I don't believe it is Venus, and I actually uploaded a video previous to this video about it. It was about that bright and it was moving very slowly across the sky. It was not a plane. It was not a satellite. Don't let people give you disinformation. It was a very bright star. It was moving very slowly across the sky, just like that. And it disappeared. That's it. I was not scared. I was not frightened. That's it. You see stuff like this all the time. Just gotta look up, folks. You just gotta look up. The second UFO I seen, I was in the Mojave Desert. It was about 3 in the morning. I was going to sleep. And I was just sitting up, looking at the sky. It was very clear. I seen it. It wasn't a flying saucer, but it was shaped like a teardrop kind of. It was gray. And it was going across the sky like this. That's it. It didn't disappear very fast. That's it. It was very high up in the sky. It was not a plane. It was not a satellite. I had someone from the military, from the government, tell me, oh, you just seen a satellite. No, that wasn't a space station. That was not a satellite. It was in the atmosphere. Just as you see a plane going across the sky, when you often look up and you'll see a plane going by 500-600 miles an hour, this thing was doing 40 times that speed, just like this. Versus a plane would just go like this. That's 500 miles an hour. And you're watching that plane, it's going. That's not 500 miles an hour. That's about 20,000 miles an hour. Very, very fast. Okay, let's go to another question. from Craig Cullen, what's going on? Hey mate, what time is your Q&A? Because I'm in England. I just recently discovered David Pauldis' work on the missing people in national parks. Do you believe the government has really made a deal with the aliens and they're responsible for the missing people? The ones that are found dead seem to have been dropped from a height, so you don't think it's possible the aliens are just discarding the bodies once they've done whatever they're doing. But what would they be doing with people when they're a higher intelligence? I've just recently discovered your channel and I think you're great. Stay safe. I hope you answer me even by email. I'd be stoked. One final question. Do you believe that drunk guy about the aliens? I know that Croatian dude said you had it mixed up, but do you believe him also? Yes, I do believe him. And okay, so David Pauldis, hopefully I'm saying his name correctly. He does investigations of people that just come up missing, and that was also in the video that I talked about. My video was entitled "Aliens Kill Us, So I Killed Them," and I hope to do a little bit more research about it, about this phenomenon. So he's asking, why would they be doing this to us when they're a higher intelligence? Well, we do testing on animals. We're higher intelligence than animals. We test drugs, makeup. We hurt animals. We torture them. And that's what they do to us. So, to each their own. The gentleman told me like this, the way the Greys see us. And this is not what he said about the Browns that see us. He said this specifically. The Greys see us the way you go to Walmart and you go pick up a jar of pickles. So you pick up the jar of pickles, you open it up, and you eat a pickle. Well, that's how they see us. Do you respect that jar's life? Do you respect that pickle's life? Of course not, because it's an inanimate object. You eat it and then you throw it away, and that's exactly how they see us. The Greys are bad hombres. This I can tell you. His other question was, did the government really make a deal with the aliens? Yes, they did. They sold us out. The government, let me tell you something. All the wars around the world, the religion, the politics, the race, whatever. The government, the United States government, and I will say this now, and if you guys don't see me uploading videos on YouTube, I'm dead. And it's because they killed me. And I'm telling you now, the government sold us out. They sold us out. They traded us for advanced technology from them, and they made a deal with us that, hey, they could do whatever they want. Now, you're probably asking, well, if their technology is so vast, wouldn't they just kind of abduct us and just say, fuck the government, we're not going to do anything for you? We're not going to make a deal with you? I don't know. That I cannot answer. They sold us out, though. Do not trust anything any government tells you. All right, we're going to cut this video out. Please stay tuned for part 3 of this, my Q&A. I'm answering more questions from people who emailed me about my conversation with the gentleman who used to work at Area 51. I'm Black Bigot. Please stay tuned for my next video. Have a good day.